So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here so we can go through a couple of quick things. If you give me just a moment so we can get this going. And as I mentioned, WCPE, Wiegand Center for Professional Excellence. I like to tell folks that it's Wiegand, not Wiegand, like aren't we having a great time? And I hope we will have a great time here this evening as we chat a little bit about our Career Center at Elmhurst. A few basics about our center. We have 3 to 4 distinct areas that our office is kind of divided up into. The first one is career education. When students come in and want to work with career ed, they might work with one of our counselors or advisors to help them explore different careers or majors. We can do that through career assessments, and we even have actual classes that you can enroll in to kind of guide you through exploring, what do I want to do with this major? Or I'm not sure at all what I want to do, and where do I even begin that process? So our folks in career ed are great with that. We also have some students who are pretty certain what they want to do. Maybe they know they want to be a teacher, but they're just wanting to learn a little bit more about the profession. Career ed is a great resource then for those students to kind of dig a little bit deeper and to learn more about the nuances of the profession, searching for jobs, and really seeing how they can learn more about their career while they're still actually completing courses with their undergrad degree. One of the ways that we do this in career ed is to actually connect you with professionals in the field. So for instance, we might find somebody who's working as an accountant. I saw one of you was considering accounting, and a couple of you mentioned business. So if you wanted to meet with someone who's in a particular field of business or specifically accounting, we might find an alum or a member of the community that we know and trust and have you meet with them. Maybe we could do some shadowing if that's appropriate for their type of work or if that's allowed in their setting. Or we might even do what's called an informational interview, where you get a chance just to sit down and either talk with them in person or maybe virtually to pepper them with all sorts of questions that you have and you're wondering about to see if not only is that still a good fit for you, or to confirm that interest if you know that you want to go into it. What's great about connecting with professionals is not only do you learn more about the field, but they might also help you start networking to figure out, is there an internship opportunity I could take advantage of in undergrad? Are there jobs that I can start doing now that might help me build skills for what I want to do in the future? So that professional connection is a really big part of what our office does. One of the things you'll see here on the slide is we also have a mentoring program. This is for students who are ready to have a longer term relationship with a professional in their field of interest. When we do informational interviews, those are usually kind of one-off experiences. You might talk with them once or twice, but it's meant to be short-term, especially if you're not sure if you really like the field. We don't want you to feel committed to something and then find out you hate it and then feel as if you have to keep going back to learn more when maybe that's not the right fit for you. The mentoring program is for a little bit further on when you are 100% certain, and then we match you with someone so they can guide you on a regular basis through your professional development. Again, that could be in person or virtually. It just depends on, one, are we still in a pandemic? And two, where is the professional located, or what is the schedule like for the student and the professional? So those are things we take into consideration when we have someone join our mentoring program. We also have a special program for first-year students. I know we have some first years and transfers here this evening, but for our first-year students, this program is a great way for you in your very first year at Elmhurst to start engaging with professionals in a field of interest. It is only for first-year students. Sorry, transfer folks. We have lots of great opportunities that are available for you too, but we designed this specifically for first years so that at the very end of their first year at Elmhurst, they can have a week-long experience with us. This is after school is done, but before folks maybe dig into their summer job experiences, work, or whatever else they have going on. And so with First Leap, students do different workshops with us. They might learn how to put together their resume, brush up their LinkedIn profile, doing a little networking, but then we connect them with 1 or 2 professionals. Depending on the field, they might be able to do some shadowing, or they might have informational interviews that they get to learn more about those fields. So for a student who might be very busy during their first semester, just settling in to a new school, a new style of classes, or maybe they're very busy with work or they're a student athlete, so they have a lot going on with their schedule, First Leap can be a great way to concentrate all of those experiences into 1 week. In addition to career education, we have an area in our office called Career Experiences. Because once students learn about them or become educated about these careers, they might want to start getting some experience. Seems like a pretty natural progression. So for what some students a lot of times think about with our Career Center are internships or jobs that they might get before or after graduation. And that's definitely a part of Career Experiences. One thing I will say about internships is we are located in a great space geographically to not only have access to Chicago and all of the great opportunities there, but there's also some wonderful opportunities in the suburbs. And so we definitely like to take advantage of our location to help students identify different internship opportunities that they might apply for. We also have connections on a national level. Some of our students aren't actually from Illinois or the Chicagoland area, and they might want to have an internship closer to where they're from, or maybe they just want to go away for a summer and try something new. We have a great platform that we post all of our internship and job opportunities on that we know about, but there's also national job opportunities and internships posted on it. It's called Handshake. You know, it's kind of funny because usually Handshake is a great name for something in career ed or career services. But during the pandemic, someone made the joke to me that Handshake, well, we can't even get close to anyone. How are we supposed to shake their hand? And so it kind of seems like an unfortunate name during a pandemic, but trust me, there will be a time when we will probably come back to doing handshakes or some version of that. So that name is still going to be valuable. Well, what's great about Handshake, like I said, is we do get a lot of wonderful information from across the country that students will have access to. One of the things that I thought was really great this year is because Handshake is a national platform, we actually had different webinars that were posted on Handshake that our students could access from Google. So although all of you might not be necessarily interested in working at Google, it's a pretty big name. So most of us know what it is. But because we're on this platform, our students were able to sign up for their webinars to learn more about jobs there, professional skills that they would recommend or help students cultivate. There's one that's coming up this week that they have available to the students on Handshake that has over 500 students signed up. But that's a really great opportunity that we can provide for our students to get access to some of these big name companies that may or may not be located in the Chicagoland area. So certainly internships, but also that job support. I will say we're not just going to hand you a job at graduation. You do got to put in a little work to get there. But part of what our Career Experiences area does is helps you think about how will I approach this search? Where do I begin looking? How do I network for jobs? How do you connect me with employers? One of the great events that Career Experiences actually put on for our students this year was for one of our majors in sport management. And what was great about it is they brought in a panel of different professionals that work in the sports arena. We've had folks from the Boston Red Sox, the Chicago Fire, individuals from the Milwaukee Bucks. So a lot of great sports teams, which sometimes you might not think that we have those kind of connections being a smaller school, but we really do work hard to cultivate those relationships to bring people in depending on what our students' needs are at the time. So certainly that's a way that we can help our students network. So in the long run, whether it's an internship or a job, they know how to build their resume and their portfolio and then think about that search process as a strategy to get those jobs. The Career Experiences area also puts on some of our career fairs. So we are tied in with an organization that does a regional career fair. So for instance, in the fall, we do a special career fair for our students who are interested in accounting, finance, and different areas of business. The reason we do that one in the fall is those students who are in those fields will actually be looking for internships about a year in advance. So it's definitely something you plan for. An internship's not something you just show up one day in our office and say, I'd like an internship tomorrow. No, we have to plan for that one, folks. And so we do start to look years in advance to identify the time when you'd want to do it, and then the strategies to begin looking for those and to be ready for it. So that's something that we do in the fall. In the spring, we actually have a career fair on campus. Pre-pandemic, we actually had a 2-day fair. So we had different fields represented on different days right on campus and in person. Last year, we did run our fair for one day, and it was virtual. And so we do find ways to still continue to connect our students with these employers so they can look for job and internship opportunities. So we are fortunate that we're able to do that for students, regardless of the scenarios that are going on in our world around us. Career Experiences also does a lot of networking events. So they like to bring in different employers to help the students begin that networking process, but also just the building the skills of networking. If you've never had to network before, it can be a little nerve-wracking the first time you have to do it. So we like to create those opportunities on campus so our students can start to figure out, how do I approach this before I have to go out into the world and do it all on my own. Another great event that they actually just put on this evening was a dining etiquette event. And so for some of our students, they might say, wait a minute, I already know how to eat, Erica. I've got that one figured out. Well, the dining etiquette is more so, do I know which fork to use when? How do I know if this water is yours or it's mine? What sort of things do I have to keep in mind when I'm having a business meeting over a meal? And that can be a little bit different for folks if they haven't had that experience. So again, different types of opportunities to help our students build some skills with that. Two other areas in our office, or at least connected to our office, include pre-professional advising and our Elmhurst Entrepreneurship Program. Pre-professional advising, or PPA, is actually the area I oversee. I work specifically with our students who are going into healthcare and law. We do have a pre-law advisor that works with me. She is wonderful, and she provides the advising for students who are looking at different careers within the legal professions, as well as helps them figure out, do I need to apply for additional educational programs? What sort of experiences should I be getting outside of the class? If I need to take an entrance exam, when do I take that? How do I prepare? So our pre-law advisor is fantastic, and she does a really great job guiding those students through that process. When it comes to the health professions, that's my primary area of focus, and about a third of the students at Elmhurst are actually interested in different careers in healthcare. The thing about healthcare and with law is many of the students can actually be any major. So we'll see these students from all sorts of disciplines, from biology, chemistry, nursing, which might be some of our obvious ones for healthcare, but I've had students who have been philosophy majors, business majors, Spanish majors who have gone into healthcare, and the same is true for law. We'll see students in some of the more likely fields, political science and philosophy, but it isn't unusual for some of those students to also be pursuing other majors. So not only our pre-law advisor, but myself, we focus on, are there special classes you should be taking? Especially for healthcare, there are going to be additional courses if you're taking a major that doesn't naturally include the prerequisite courses. Again, in healthcare, there's some clinical experiences that are going to be expected of the students to take outside of class. And we talk about what those are, where you can look for those opportunities, and what to expect with balancing that with your course load. Certainly for both areas, there could be entrance exams. Nursing is one of those few where you can graduate with your bachelor's degree and go straight out to work. But for a lot of the other health professions and legal professions, students are going to have to go on for additional schooling. And so we talk about that application process, those entrance exams. Are there interviews? And what are those interviews like? Are they different than the other types of interviews you might have for a job? And they actually are. So we really discuss the nuances of those. In addition, we have early admission affiliations with our pre-professional advising areas. In healthcare, we have 16 different early admission affiliations that allow our students to have early access to programs or to hold a seat, even at the beginning of their time here at Elmhurst. So for instance, there are some programs that we have that students will apply to while they're still in high school. Some of these programs are open to transfer students, but some of them do limit transfer credit for those of you who might be coming in from another institution of higher learning. And then finally, we have our Elmhurst Entrepreneurship area, which is related to the WCPE. We actually refer to it as the E-Accelerator, kind of has its own name. For a student who's interested in having their own business, or maybe they have a business and want to take it to the next level, they can meet with our entrepreneur in residence. He's an alum and he actually has his own business. And so he works with us part-time to work with our students who are cultivating their ideas and creating their business plans. What's really great about it is students can work with our entrepreneur in residence who are from any major. Sometimes we assume it's going to be the business majors or someone in finance or accounting, and that's actually not the case. We see students from all disciplines take advantage of our entrepreneur in residence. We have different speakers that come in to talk about how they started their business or what sort of things they kept in mind as they were creating that, what other things were going on, if they were also working another job and this was a side business that they were creating. We have our own version of Shark Tank, but we call it Blue Jay Tank because at Elmhurst we're the Blue Jays. And that's actually coming up in a few weeks. At the end of October, we're having our own pitch competition. So when students choose to participate in Blue Jay Tank, they can do a little workshop to learn how to create a pitch, or they could do it on their own if they don't want to come to the workshop. But then they apply to be a part of the pitch competition and they pitch their ideas to a panel. And if they win, they actually get $1,500 for first place to put towards their business. I actually like to tout that the most recent recipient was a pre-med student, which wasn't necessarily what most folks would think of, but she has a side business that she created with her sisters and her friends and wanted to franchise the business and develop some resources related to that. And so she pitched her idea and won. But that could be one of you if you decide to come to Elmhurst too and you have some ideas that you want to build on with a business. So a lot of great resources here in our office. Just some general things that all of our different areas work with students on. Certainly the professional development pieces that we talked about, but we have various workshops that we bring in, whether it's the art of interviewing or really writing a resume that pops. We do that not only live, virtually and in person, but we also have some online videos that are available on our website because we know some of our students are very busy and might have a lot going on during the daytime hours, and maybe they want to catch up via a video later in the day just to get started. Certainly in a career center, like I said, we're going to have some resume writing. We're going to work on interviewing skills, networking. We really do also encourage our students to think of social media as a means to not only build their personal network, but their professional one. How do we use LinkedIn as a means to find a job or an internship? I know I use LinkedIn every day in work. It's how I track down our alumni so I can connect them with all of our wonderful students. So we definitely use some of those resources as well. I would say in general too, one of the things that surprises a lot of students is they will think of the resume writing and interviewing, but for a lot of them, they think it's pretty straightforward. I'll admit today, this afternoon, I did a 3-hour session with some nursing students on interviewing and resume writing. And every single one of those seniors in our nursing program said they walked away learning at least 2 or 3 different things, even though they had used resumes before and had done interviews before. There's always new things that are coming up that we want to make sure students are aware of and how to take advantage of that. So a lot of great resources through our office that students can use. I wanted to throw this up here. If you ever do happen to be visiting campus for a tour, we are located in our library, very easy access. So if you take advantage of the library as a student, you'll stumble upon us. We are right in the center of the library in the lower level. Students are welcome to always reach out to us, even as prospective students. If you have questions and you're wondering how you might work with us if you come to Elmhurst, you're welcome to email us, call us. You can check out our website, whether you want to scan this QR code or if you even just want to hop on and check our website out here, you can take advantage of that. But that's just kind of the quick overview I wanted to give you this evening. More importantly, I want to see if any of you have any questions.